Retro Rob's gaming videos.
Here and it's time for 1 month with the GPD XD. 3 takes it took to say that right. Oh my. You know, maybe it's too many consonants in a row. You think that's what it is? No vowels in there. It kind of messes it up. Nah. Anyway. Alright, here it is. It's been 1 month and I have some notes for you on it. Yes, there is going to be gameplay in this video. Fine, I give up. There will be gameplay. Once I get to the screen, I'm going to show you some games and how they run on it, which is pretty good. Now, first thing I'm going to point out is a warning for you folks. Why hasn't this video come out sooner? Because it's been a little bit past a month. I'm going to tell you why. Because while I was doing the video for it, I noticed that it wasn't outputting through HDMI to my recording software. Now, in the end, it ended up being a firmware update on the AverMedia, but in the debugging process, because other devices were working with the AverMedia, just not this one. I mean, another Android device was recording with it. It was just this one not working. However, HDMI output was working to my television. Anyway, yeah, that's a pain in the butt. Any tech will tell you what a pain in the butt it is when like the basic rules can't be figured out here on what's going on. But anyway, what ended up is I ended up flashing this with the firmware from GPD's website. Okay, don't do this. Don't don't update the firmware, but don't update firmware that is not zipped. They have switched to using, it's not Dropbox, it's not it's some horrible site anyway that they're using for their downloads, and it tends to not accurately download. Basically, it has errors when it's downloading, and what that causes me to load a bad firmware on here. So, rule number 1, get a zipped firmware if you are updating, okay? Now, I am going to show you like firmware management, but not in this video. I'm going to separate it because I think there aren't a lot of unbrick videos for this, so I can show you how I unbricked it. It may or may not help you, but anyway, that video is coming up, so I'm not going to cover this in depth. But anyway, I ended up bricking this thing. I mean, mostly bricking. It was mostly dead. And I had to unbrick it, and that's what took me so long. I had to do quite a bit of work, and it changed how the video was going to end up because I ended up making a few other changes to it at the same time, and I'll cover that in a minute. All right, so again, the warning: watch that firmware off of GPD's site, especially if you're just downloading the file itself. Get a zipped copy of firmware updates if you're going to do firmware updates. Also, real quick hint, if you want to get into the Android menu, I know that there's a lot of questions about this. In every version this works, it's just really not, it's not real consistent. You power the system off with the power button, and then to restore your system, you hold both these buttons on boot up once that little gear shows up. There's a little gear that shows up on the screen, and then you hold these down. Oops, I suck. That is volume up and power button until it goes into the pre-boot environment. Now, it doesn't work the first time always. In fact, it often doesn't. It took me like 8 times to really get it, and I do this kind of thing a lot. So if it's taking you a long time and it's your first time, don't get all frustrated. Give it a few tries. It'll eventually get in there. So just keep on keeping on, and eventually you'll get into the PBE. Okay, enough of that. Hardware-wise, how's it holding up? Well, I gotta tell you, this screen is beautiful still. I just love it. No pixels have died. That should be expected on... I consider this to be an A to a B class device. This is a really decently thought out piece of hardware. At least on the hardware side, I consider it an A class device. The controllers are still functioning perfectly. I'm getting more and more respect for these little nubs as I use them. They're not nubs though. They're actual little joysticks, but I get a lot more respect for them the more I use them. I especially love them in dual stick shooters. I am starting to like these more than even the NVIDIA Shields dual stick controls. Sorry, controls for dual stick. Just because these play very arcade-like. Still not great for first-person shooters. Not really my thing with this, but really they're good controls for what they are. If you like this kind of control, you're going to love these controls. Buttons are all working perfectly. I've had no problems with them. The shoulder buttons I was really worried about, but this thing has taken tumbles, falls, and been beaten on a bit. No, these are working just fine. They're as good as the day I got it. Also, as far as durability of this device, as I mentioned, it's been dropped several times. It is fine. In fact, its surfaces still look perfect. My dog teethed on this thing. There are no marks in the cover. It's pretty good. I mean, my dog's still a puppy, but still, man, that's pretty good. I mean, that's pretty good durability out of a device I paid $150 for. It's not quite Nintendo or Nvidia quality, okay? But it's really, really close. It's within a stone's throw of that. All right, so next I'm going to show you what I did with the menuing system, and for that I'm going to plug this thing in and put it on screen for you. Then I'm going to show you some games, all right? Okay, so here we are on my main screen. The first thing you're going to notice is that I have mostly de-GPD'd this menu. I'm done. I think that I think after about 2 weeks I decided that the menu is way more form over function. I got really sick of trying to remember where I downloaded my games to. Hey, did I use Happy Chick? Did I use Gamebox? Was that on the menu? I don't know, but after a while I found it getting kind of tedious, so I actually removed all that. Also, I had some serious security questions about some of the apps that were installed and how much they were watching. Some of them were running services in the background, which I checked. I didn't like that at all, so I basically stripped this back to be pretty much stock Android, although I think there's a couple of questionable app stores on here, but I'm not using them anymore. So the first thing I'm going to talk about with gaming on this is I want to point out that you should probably get yourself a real handy unrar kit if you're not going to be downloading things to your desktop and then transferring them over either directly to this device, which you can do, by the way, or through an SD card. If you're not going to do that and you're going to download like ROMs off of a website, you know, legal ROMs, you know, like Homebrew, that then you're going to need this unzip or this unrar tool, because most are stored in RAR. You can see it up there, up there in the corner. The other thing you'll need is some kind of file tool. There is one that comes with it that's just fine, does a really good job. So you'll want to invest in that, which the investment is nothing, by the way. It just runs ads every once in a while you're unzipping, but it works just fine, so no problem there. Other than that, not much to say. I think we're going to start looking at games and how well they run. The first thing I want to show you is the N64 emulator. I'm only going to spend a minute or two on this. I think it's very commonly emulated, but I know that the GPD XD displays some serious problems in Super Mario. Yeah, I'm losing it. Anyway, in Mario 64. So I was going to show you real quick what my video settings are, so you can copy it if you would like. And here they are, and I'll show you how good it looks. Notice the flicker reduction. That's one of the big things. I have the T profile running. That is different from the default, which is automatic. I do have fog enabled. I have force screen clear, also the depth test, all these others. These are default, but the main one right here is you're going to want to watch that, I'm sorry, way up here. You're going to want to watch that filter. Make sure you're running that T filter. But take a look at all mine. I've got it at native resolution. I've got stretch set, although that's, you know, that's fine. That's a personal preference. That doesn't make any difference. But I don't have RGBA 8888 mode on, which some people do. In this case, I don't. So note those settings because they matter. All right, let's go. Oh, yeah, take a look at my plugins too, because I think I changed the plugin. My plugin, my video plugin is the Glass 2N64, and there are several choices, so make sure you choose that one, because pretty much every other setting I had, oop, there we go, went too far, had flicker. So here we go. We got Mario chosen. I'm going to play. Unfortunately, I lost my save game. Sorry to say, but look at that. Looks great. Plays wonderfully here. Let's turn around. Keep going, keep going. And you can see there's just no flicker whatsoever. And if you're wondering, I am running sound on this. I'm not sure if you can hear it because I think I've got it piped out to recording and it's not playing back to me. But you can see, why do I have this headset on? There's no reason for that. Sorry about that. There's no reason for that headset at all. It's not doing anything for me. So, and there we go. You can see it runs just fine. And in game, it runs great. Looks good. So N64 emulator is a win, but as you know, N64 emulation is still, after all these years, pretty hit or miss affair. Kind of weird too, because I remember Ultra HLE I think came out back when like Pentium 2s were still stalking the earth and they could run N64, but there's always been these weird compatibility problems the entire time. So that's, you know, just how it is. All right. Let's take a look at PPSSPP. This sounds dirty, but it isn't. It is a really nice PSP emulator. This is pretty much stock. This is the one that came with it. I don't change many settings on it. The only thing I did is I turned off the overlay so that you don't have to see the controls come up at the beginning. I just didn't like that. Blah, blah, blah. And this was a request, so here is Dissidia. Am I pronouncing it properly? Let me know, because I'm not 100% sure. Okay, I'm going to load a game here. And here we go, load complete. Going to story mode. We are going to, yeah. Go to chapter 1. Chapter 1, I say. There we go. And yes. And we're just going to play a quick round just to show you how smooth it is. I was a little bit further when I ended up bricking this thing, so I've lost a save game. Too bad no cloud save on this. That would have been nice. And see how beautiful the video looks? It just looks great on this, but I'm going to skip the cutscene because I really get annoyed with long cut screens, and this game has lots of them. You might think that I don't like this game, but I think it's quite good by my tone during it, but it is actually really quite good, and I'm enjoying it. Oh, skip, come on. Keep talking, will ya? Just keep talking. Yeah, whatever. Come on. Finally, a battle. I'll just do one quick battle here, just so you can see it. More instructions, thanks. I will use the rusted armor. My blade will fix this. As you can see, looks wonderful. Ooh. Oh, psh, mistakes were made. Oh, come on, you bugger. Up there. Oh, really? Oh, I mischarged that shot. Crap. What the heck am I doing here? Come on, fool. Boom, and down. Look at how good that looks. and all pretty much full speed so far as I can tell. Most games that I've tried on it run well, but with the exceptional with the occasional glitches. Yeah, that's kind of PSP emulation too. That's, you know, always the risk of emulation. Katamari, which I mentioned earlier, ran great for the first level and then was completely dead. So this game technically could die at any time, but it seems to be working fine. And usually if you make it pretty far in, you're okay. So yeah, that ran pretty well, right? Looks good. And let's go take a look at the PlayStation emulator real quick. And I got a treat on that one. Where are you, PlayStation emulator? Let's just swipe. Swipe, swipe. One thing that annoys me about using the default menu system is you got to be at the bottom for the joystick to change to the next screen. It doesn't just edge up like it does on the NVIDIA Shield, and that is kind of a bummer. Well, let's just restore the game I was playing. What was I playing? Oh, I was playing Doom. Totally. And as you can see, oh, come on. Doom runs just fine. Not the game I came to show you, though. Let's quit out of that game. And then let's go take a look at parent directory, PepsiMan. Because PepsiMan is freaking hilarious. If you have not played this game, you need to check it out. It was only released in Japan. My friend Travis turned me on to this, and yeah, it's really good. It's what's funny is this is an endless runner. It's probably one of the first endless runners. It is on the PlayStation, so I am emulating endless runner on a system that has way too many endless runners. But this particular endless runner is just a weird game. So, PepsiMan. So here it is in all of its PlayStation glory. PlayStation emulation's at a pretty decent level now. You can expect that a whole lot of games will run on it without problems. So this is a really good one to emulate on this particular system. Come on, game start. Let's go. Fine. Looking at the wrong screen is the problem. There we go. Now this is only released in Japan. Look at this guy. What the hell? Seriously. Oh no. Not right. I'll give you a little PepsiMan action there. Here goes jumping. Jumping and ducking. Oh, no. Alright, I cannot imagine that this game was on the, hey, let's make sure this game's compatible list, but it runs just fine. Oh, dude, come on. I'm playing terrible. It's hard to play and talk at the same time. I know there's people who can do it, but I'm not one of them. I'll never be a big streamer, I'll tell you that. Ugh, I'm terrible. Rubbish. Rubbish. I mean, really, what the hell? Guy's running through people's living rooms. And he goes into... yeah. He goes into somebody's shed like a gimp. All right. And so anyway, there's PepsiMan, and it just points out that, you know, you can run some unusual games on here. It's just not the mainstream stuff either. So as far as running Android games goes, it's kind of a mixed affair. I gotta tell you, there's a lot of games that are running fine on the NVIDIA Shield that either don't pick up this controller or just won't install on it, at least not in a legitimate sense, meaning you can't buy it off of the App Store and run it here. Like I said just a second ago, and I'm going to repeat it, there's a lot of games that the controller works for the NVIDIA Shield and don't work here. And there's a couple of cases of vice versa. One of those being this little racing game right here, Raging Thunder. This particular game, the the controller works here, but doesn't work on the NVIDIA Shield. But here's one I thought was an NVIDIA Shield exclusive, and I didn't know they'd released it in the general world, but Xpendable Rearmed was one of the games that was included on the original NVIDIA Shield. And I want to point out that it runs great on this. This is a really fun game. It is basically an update of an old Dreamcast game that I used to love to play, and just runs fabulously on here. I mean, looks good, plays good, uses both sticks. I like it. Come on. Blah, blah, blah. There we go. And as you can see, I don't know what I'm doing. No, there we go. And if you look at this next to the NVIDIA Shield's version, which is the same one, but I think they make some graphical changes, you can, oh crap, you can barely tell the difference between the two. Isn't that a cheap death, by the way? Because you gotta walk past here, see? Anyway, yeah, it looks pretty much identical, and it plays really well. In fact, I would say that since this one has these two little mushroom sticks, it's almost a little bit better. It's almost a little bit better in the control department. Not as slushy. So really quite nice. Looks smooth. You can see it just looks great. Yeah, no complaints here. And you probably shouldn't have any problems with it because, of course, it's a regular Android game. I haven't had a lot of problems with lockups. I've heard some people have, but I've seen almost nothing, honestly, in the way of crashes that are specific to this device. Games that crash on other devices, yeah, they crash on this one, but I have not seen much in the way of device-specific crashes where it crashes on this system and not others. So, not bad at all. Not bad at all. Nice. Good game. It's only a couple bucks, by the way. Well worth playing. One game I do want to show you that doesn't run quite as well, Asphault 6. And then I think I'm going to follow it up with showing you Implosion real quick, which is another one I thought was specific to the NVIDIA Shield. Looks and plays great on this thing. This game, it's really popular. If you haven't heard of it, you're probably not much of an Android gamer, but it's free, which is nice, but it doesn't run quite as well on this device as it does on some others. That said, it plays with the gamepad, no problem. The only thing I had to do to make it smoother, and you're going to see it's pretty smooth for me, I had to go into graphics. I hate ads. That drives me crazy. They should give you the option to just purchase the stupid game and not have these things. Anyway, there's a display setting. And if you go in here, I've set the visual quality to medium. And that appears to make it really smooth. It defaults to high on this system. And I found the gameplay was a little bit chunky. Just a little bit off. Goodness, go away. Yeah, whatever. And we'll just go with this one just for fun. And next. It's nice too because if you're playing this on a different device, it cloud saves. So this is the save from my other device. I like that. So if I'm playing, I've got the Shield console over here. If I'm playing on the Shield console, it's the same game save as the one I've got over here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's got the same car, so. And I have the same unlock, so I'm pretty sure it's cloud saving that one. Here's Iceland. It's a very pretty game. And it's actually quite a bit of fun. Oh, yeah. There is a flaw in this game too. I forgot about that too. And that particular problem, this bug shows up cross-platform as well. And it's that sometimes when you're pressing the A button to accelerate, it just stops accelerating. And then you gotta let off of it and press on it again. And this happens on the NVIDIA Shield, and it happens on this device too. So I assume it is some kind of bug in their physical controls. Kind of annoying. It's very annoying when you lose a race because of it, you know, or you lose a place because of it. And I kind of wish they'd fix it. Yeah, get them. Get them. This game's actually a lot of fun for free. But anyway, I kind of wish they'd fix it because the bug's been there forever. It's been there for like 6 months or so. And let's just ease up a little bit. Yeah. Do that corner. Yeah, drift. Yeah, this game control works so well here in this particular case. Am I still skidding? Cripes. All right, there we go. I think we just picked up a lap there. All right, let's exit that. Home. For those of you who do not know and haven't seen my other videos, you press this button right here. That brings up the task manager. Let's get some of these tasks out of here. Don't like having them run. And finally, I'm going to show you Implosion, which is pretty good. Just a few minutes though. Just the tip of the game. Just the tip. That went south fast. All right, here we go. Implosion. This is a beautiful looking game. It is also, it's kind of a dual stick shooter, but not quite. If you haven't seen this game, it's kind of expensive. But I've gotten a lot of joy out of it, so worth it. I'm not 100% sure it's cloud saving though, which is kind of a problem. Did you hear my dog snore? My dog's sitting there snoring. It's better than him jumping around and yelping, so. Yeah, talk. It's a need in games now. Gotta sit through a bunch of crap just to play the game. Get off my lawn! Cranky old timer complaints. Basically, Earth's been taken over by an enemy and you come back to, I don't know, get some scrap and stuff. And you suspect that there might be people still left on Earth. That's basically it. It's an excuse to shoot things and run around. As you can see, the controls work really well. They're pre-mapped. I didn't have to set anything. Very happy about that. This game has a whole lot of upgrades as well. And you do get a choice of different characters. So it's got a bit of depth. It's not like super deep, but it's, you know, got a little bit of water there. Oh, locked. What do I got to do? Maybe listen to the story. I don't know. Maybe they'll tell me. I'm just sitting here. Yep. Insufficient access privileges. Come on. Let me in. Let me in. There we go. ID card. And then I can shoot. And this is dual stick. Pretty sweet, right? I like dual stick shooters on here a lot. Really do. Yep, you're getting a little bit of that there. Find a door. What do you mean? I just got the key. Alright, enough of that. I did. I got the key, darn it. There is an arrow telling me where to go, I think. Yeah, alright. So you gotta get a key to get a key. Pretty typical gameplay. Looks pretty good, though. And it does play well. There we go. There's the thing. Notice that I just did a touch screen for that. Let's open this door. Just to put some resolution on it. Give me the door. Want to get in the door. In the door. Jesus. It's like getting to the restroom at the pub. Alright, there we go. No, insufficient. Alright, screw you. I'll get back to this later. Not gonna play this whole thing. Alright, there we go. Exit. Alright. So, back. Oh, there we go. Back to the main screen. I have not been playing the Dreamcast emulator yet. I'm just starting to configure that. I might cover that later in an individual game one. I have found that for $150, $170 in that range, this is actually a really good device. The quality of construction is much higher than expected. It plays games very well. It doesn't play all the games that my NVIDIA Shield does, but it has the advantage of being way more portable than my NVIDIA Shield. The battery life has been largely pretty good. I don't think I've actually run it out of battery yet, and I do have some extended play sessions, so it's doing pretty good. I'm not ready to put a number to that yet, but I will say that as a pretty regular gamer, and I do use this thing regularly, I've not noticed like short battery life, and I think that that's almost a better measure, because you can say it does, you know, like 8 hours of battery life or 4 hours of battery life, but under real world conditions, that may or may not get you anywhere, because it might only last an hour and a half. But I'm 100% sure this thing's lasting in excess of 2-3 hours, so it's doing really quite good. As far as the interface goes, you can see that I've replaced it. I was pretty impressed with the default interface at first and grew weary of it. You may as well. It's really easy to switch it. Again, you can go into the control panel and switch it. If you don't know how to do that, check out my 1 week video where I cover that. PSP emulation is really good, and N64 emulation is flaky as it is under all of Android. The PlayStation 1 emulation is really downright excellent, as to be expected. Most of all the other basic emulators I haven't had any problem with. The only thing I did see is under Happy Chick, the I don't know why, man, the NES would occasionally crawl. It would just occasionally be dropping frames. I'm like, what is going on with that? And I never did get that figured out. I'm thinking one of these days I'll load a NES emulator back up here. The problem is I've got a Famicom with one of those gabillion-and-one multi-carts. I actually got like 3 or 4 of those multi-carts, but I play the Famicom on the real Famicom, so I don't really feel a lot of need to play it here. So yeah, there's that. As far as stores go, you know, you can load pretty much any store on this. I haven't tried the Amazon store yet. I'm sure you can put it on here though without any problems. No, I'm not sure. You know what? Because I would think I could put it on some of the other devices. So you know what? I'm just going to leave that as a question mark at this point. Maybe I'll look into that. The Google Play Store works excellently on here. And the built-in ones may or may not be spyware. Some definitely leave some services that have me questioning. So be careful some of the games you download off of those particular sites, because they may be bad for you. all in all, yeah, it gets a thumbs up. I'm going to continue using it. Enjoyed it. So, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, do me a favor. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe for more. I will see you later with a unbricking tutorial on this. I have not forgotten about the Ardu Boy. It is coming back. I do have some things to say about it. All right, see ya.
Retro Rocks Gaming Videos.